What is going on, everybody? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Breaking Point story mode. We're here for part 3 today, the next round of the championship, the next part of this compelling story starring Aiden Jackson. So move on to the next chapter, chapter 3. The recent series of incidents with his teammate Casper Ackermann, both on and off the track, have marred the start of Aiden Jackson's rookie F1 season. With the French Grand Prix coming up, Jackson is keen to find the form that brought him so much success in Formula 2. So this is the French Grand Prix, we're 2 months later, so without further ado, we're going to jump right into this next race.
It's a great day for racing here at Le Castellet, and the drivers are making their final preparations on the grid. Let's hope for a thrilling contest then, here at the French Grand Prix. Mastering a lap of Paul Ricard means getting to know 15 corners, 6 left and 9 right, for an overall lap distance of 3.6 miles. The two halves of the long Mistral Straight are separated by a heavy braking zone into a potential overtaking hotspot at the Chicane Nord. And watch out for the drivers running onto the distinctive coloured stripes, which are low in grip and highly abrasive. Here we are then at the Circuit Paul Ricard in France, the 10th race of the 2020 Formula 1 season. And the standings are starting to take some kind of shape, Ant.
Yeah, exactly. You've got your big three jostling for position at the top, so no surprises there. A little less predictable in the midfield, though you could make an argument for AlphaTauri underperforming somewhat.
The two AlphaTauri drivers denying each other points, perhaps. Well, it's all to race for and a lot of season left ahead of us. So let's see how it all pans out. With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Leclerc, Sergio Perez and Ricciardo, Norris, Vettel, Sainz and Lance Stroll, Ocon, Ackermann, Devon Butler and Albon, Magnussen, Raikkonen, George Russell and Aiden Jackson, Giovinazzi and Nicholas Latifi. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, we've not quite had the start of the season we'd hoped for, but we've got a chance to make up some ground today. Try to keep your nose clean and show us what you've got. Good luck, Aiden.
So here we are then on the grid for the start of the French Grand Prix. This is our first full race in this story mode, so I'm really looking forward to this one. To go to 5 red lights, starting from 18th position on the grid for the French Grand Prix. Lights out and we go underway. It's a decent start. We managed to find our way past Russell immediately. Here comes Giovinazzi on the left hand side. He's managed to move up past all 3 of us going towards the first corner. Go right down the inside, going down into turn 1. We're going to pick up quite a few places. We're going to go to the inside of both Magnussen and Ackermann, our teammate there. We'll go around the outside of them now through turn 2, and that's up to P13 on the start. But that's an illegal overtake on Magnussen going through those first few corners. We've lost quite a few places getting the mix. Very nearly jumbled up there with everyone else. So we're back down to P15. So we've got work to do here. We're going to try and go around the outside of Albon, but can't quite get in there. So we're going to have to fall away. And then here comes Magnussen back on our inside again, trying to make a move, but he's not going to get in there. We hold on to it around the outside, slow up a little bit in order to make the corner. And Magnussen trying to get back past again, but unable to do so. And it looks like we're holding on to P15 for the time being to start this race. It's down the straight we fly. This is going to be one of the best overtaking opportunities on the circuit as Albon tries to pass Ackermann in front of us, which he does. And we're going to try and pass Ackermann ourselves. We have to go quite down on the inside. There's a bit of contact there between us and the Dutchman, but right now we're just holding on to the position we had, so mission failed in that regard. So our objective today is to finish in front of both the McLaren and both the Renault drivers in order for this day to be considered a success. So we've got work to do. Our first target, Esteban Ocon, running in 11th place, 2 seconds up the road. So of course we've got, like I said, we've got work to do in order to first work our way up to him and then eventually pass him. We're going to try and send one to the inside of Ackermann, and that is 1 place gained into 14th. So now we're pushing forward to try and pass the Red Bull of Alex Albon in front of us, and then in front of him that's Devon Butler in the Haas. So of course got a bit of personal resentment towards him. We'll go to the inside of Albon. It's a very nice dive, quite a bit of contact there, and I think we really deserve to take the place at that time with a move like that. So we stay in P14, but let's try and figure out some kind of decent attack on Albon as he tries to go around the outside of Butler going into turn 1. We come very close. We make contact there. We touch Butler's wheel. Albon falls away and we get around the outside of both of them like we did on the first lap with Magnussen and Ackermann. That puts us up into P12. And now right up the road here, it's Esteban Ocon in the Renault. We're going to try and make a move on as quickly as we can. We go around the outside. Ocon backs out. That was very aggressive driving, but it works. It was fair. It puts us up into 11th place. Next on the radar, no, Lance Stroll, not a target for the day. We still have to try and beat him in order to move up and pass Lando Norris and McLaren in front of him. We go around the outside of Stroll with the help of the straight line speed in the AlphaTauri, and that puts us up into the points, into 10th place. We've got a warning for corner cutting there. That move was a little bit unfair, but we move sometimes. So next up on our radar is Norris, and you've got Carlos Sainz right in front of him, so get past these two, and that's two of our targets done right there at once. So moving in, we're going to try and close in on Norris. This corner here, this right hand has never been one of my best, but it's helped me gain some time an awful lot. We're going to go around the outside of Norris, trying to switch back. He makes contact with us, he drives into the side of our car. We've gone round the outside of him, and we've got a warning for that for some reason. I'm not really sure what happened there. So we've passed Lando, moving on now to the start of lap 3. We're going to try and to make a move on Sainz. We'll go to the left hand side. He's just about giving us enough space, and that causes us to go around the outside. Sainz stays in there, but unable to do anything else. We move up into 8th place. Perez next on our radar. We're going to go from immediately, and just like that we are past Sergio Perez up into P7. So we've had a really good start these first 3 laps or so. So we've gone from P18 to P7. Next up on our list, Sebastian Vettel. Of course, he's got Ricciardo a few places ahead of him in 4th, and that's Charles Leclerc up in the distance with him. So we've got to try and find our way past the 2 Ferrari boys before we try and finally reach our target. Closing in on Vettel now. We're going to try and make a move. We're staying on the left hand side. We're going to dive one to the inside, and that's staying on the track. Vettel goes a little bit wide off his line. That allows us to get through. So that's 6th place now, and next up on our radar is Charles Leclerc. So we're going to try and close in on him here, coming through the last couple of corners. We've run wide there off the regular racing line, and we're going to have to run wide through the last corner in order to stop ourselves slamming into Monegasque. So down the straight we come here. We've got the DRS. Of course, he has DRS on Ricciardo as well. Going down in towards that first corner, heading towards turn 1. We're moving around, trying to find our way through. We've set the fast lap of the race. That's positive there. And going into turn 1, we're still wheel to wheel with Leclerc. He has the edge. We fight it back. So he has to back out in order to give us the space. That puts us up into 5th place. And now with Ricciardo, we've also got DRS once again. So we're within a second, and we're in the DRS zone. We're trying to go around the right hand side, but he doesn't give us enough space. We would have to go off the track otherwise. So I tried to go for the move and didn't quite make it. So we're still stuck behind him in 4th place for the time. in 5th place for the time being, and we just got to find our way around him. There's a very good chance of us getting a move done here if we can get the run. We can't quite get in there, so that's very unfortunate for us. We stay in 5th, like I say. So Ricciardo pulls away that little bit, and we want to keep our eyes out for Leclerc and Vettel behind us. We've gone really, really wide there, gone way too deep into the corner, and we've gone completely off the line. Leclerc goes through, and there goes Vettel around the outside as well. We're going to send one back up the inside for Vettel, try and get 5th place back. He makes contact, we make contact, and now we're back down in P7. So we've got it all to do once again in order if we want to try and get back up to Ricciardo. So coming through the last couple of corners now, we're going to send one to the inside of Vettel. There's a bit of contact there. We're really getting the elbows out so far today, and that puts us up into 6th place regardless. I mean, if the race control deem it fair, then it is fair. So down towards turn 1, Vettel's trying to come back out again. He's going around the outside, going into the first corner, and we're just about going to get him. That was very close racing there. So and that momentum has given us a chance to come at Leclerc. We're going to go all the way through out to the hand side. We almost drove the car off the track there. That was very close from going to the wall, but Leclerc has the edge this one time, and we're going to go around the outside, and that becomes the inside groove going into the right-hander. We've gone wide here, but it's still up into 5th place. But here comes Leclerc again. Once again, we're going side by side. We're not backing out, which means he has to. So that puts us up into 5th place once more. I'm very late on now. We're moving on another lap onto lap 6, and it's Ricciardo. We just found our way past him on the left-hand side. We're sort of forced him off the track there, so it's a bit aggressive. But we've got to try and make the corner here, but we're unable to do so. Ricciardo's got a chance to move right back in, trying to make that move. We've gone off the track there, and that's going to allow him. That's going to open up the door for him once again to try and attack. There he goes on the right-hand side, and that puts us back down into 5th place. And of course, we're pitting this lap. This is our strategy. We're going to come in for the tyres this time, so we don't want to do any damage to the car that they'll have to fix, and that will slow us up. So coming through the right hand, we've gone way wide there. Vettel could be allowed a chance back in, but unable to get in there. Very unfortunate for him, but fortunate for us. We're going to send one down the inside of Ricciardo, and we've made the move. We've got a warning for exceeding check limits, and that was another illegal overtake, so we've got a hand position back. So back down to P4, but it doesn't matter. We're going to quit battling him for the time being, so we're going to make a pit stop. Vettel going up on the left hand side. That was very cheeky from Sebastian there. We've driven into him. No! And that is minor front wing damage, which of course is never good. We've got another warning, and I reckon another warning at this point will get a penalty. but that's going to slow us up in the pits big time, so we're most likely going to lose time. These guys in front of us, Vettel and Ricciardo, both we're going to come into our pit box here, and yep, they are going to change the front wing as well as changing us from soft to medium tyres. There comes Perez in front of us, and we're falling away now because we've got to wait for Sainz to get out of his pit box. 6.1 second pit stop. Perez gets out ahead of us, and that really didn't go how we wanted it to go, so we're back down into 15th place, but of course we've got some drivers who are yet to pit. So as we come out of the pits, we've got work to do if we want to get back up to Ricciardo. We've got to pass Sainz for one thing, who's of course another man on our hit list today, because we've got to try and beat him in order to win the objective. So Perez is going to try and make a move on him, but we're only really riding the back of the car and almost to get past him without making contact. We're somewhat at the inside, but don't quite have the momentum to go for it. We're going to try again here, going into the right hand. We'll go around the outside, and around we go up into 14th place, and that is very good driving from me. I mean, I don't like to keep my own horn, but good driving regardless. Sainz is there. We haven't got enough. We're not close enough to be able to get past him. Moving on to lap 8 now. We did get past Carlos Sainz, and now we're challenging Ricciardo and Vettel once again for 4th place. So going through the right hand, we're going to stay on the back of the car and making him pull us around the racetrack. We're somewhat at the inside, but not quite enough. Ricciardo comes down on us. Didn't know we were there. We had to start big time to avoid to be able to stay on the track there. So that's very unfortunate. So we still got work to do. We're getting a lot closer to Ricciardo and Vettel there, but they're pulling away once more. Of course, the line we took was a bit different. Now they're battling for 4th place here. I'm going to try and go around them both. We've got the inside of Vettel, and we've sort of shoved Ricciardo out of the way, and that puts us back up into 4th place. Very aggressive driving, but it's got the job done. Ricciardo's not done yet though, because there he goes on the left hand side, back up into 4th place. We're going to try another go, and this is fantastic racing here, and going up the inside, up into 4th place. And there's still 4 laps to go, but for this race, that is all she wrote as we come round the last couple of corners. Now the sun's back out, both in the race and on Jackson's spirits as we round the last corner. We've driven Aiden Jackson to P4 from 18th on the grid here at the French Grand Prix. We're going to weave around to celebrate, and we've very nearly put the car on the wall as we cross the line. Great stuff.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
A great race then, and a fantastic victory here at Paul Ricard. Business as usual for the big three, but a bit of a reshuffle in the midfield here in France.
That's certainly much better from AlphaTauri. Frankly, they should be in the mix more often. On a good day, they're as good as anyone in that midfield pack.
And they've certainly proved it today.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. So, Aiden, it's a great result for you here today. The team must be delighted with a solid points finish. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good. It's a solid result, but there's always room for improvement. I'm sure we'll be looking at all the data from today and working out how we can build on it for the rest of the season.
Well, it's such a great result, especially since it's your first season in Formula One. Would you say you found your feet now since the jump to F1?
I think there's always going to be hurdles. And look, you never know what's around the corner. Change is always difficult, but I think I'm settling in. The team seems happy at least.
So there's no current tensions within the team? We've all seen that you and Casper have locked horns so far this season. Is that something that's now behind you?
I think there's always going to be a settling in period. It doesn't matter who you're paired up with. You've got to have a strong character to do what we do. We may have our differences, but I'm sure we'll get there.
Thank you for your time.
Alright, well, I'm very, very pleased how that Grand Prix went. I think that went quite well. So, 4th place at the end. Jackson put in a solid performance at the French Grand Prix to firmly cement AlphaTauri as a contender in the crowded middle pack of the F1 grid, much to the delightment of the team's management and fans. French Grand Prix post-race. So here we are then back in our little room for the hub area for Breaking Point. Jackson finding form in France to bring home the points for AlphaTauri. Got an achievement there, proving we're the top of the middle pack. We've done very well there today. I personally really enjoyed that one. We've got a couple of news things. We can look through the social media now. So not quite a few new tweets. We've got a call coming in from Brian, so we're going to answer that.
Brian.
Aiden, just so you know, there's a full team meeting in 20 minutes.
No worries.
We just want to review our strategy while the race is still fresh in our minds.
Right, okay. I'll see you there.
Listen, while you're on, I just wanted to say that was some solid driving out there today. I'm impressed.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Brian.
Put it this way, it's been noticed. Well done, kid. I'll see you in the meeting.
Alright, so Brian seems very pleased with us, like I am quite pleased with the performance from today. So yeah, we're going to continue scrolling through the emails now. We got another message call coming from the mum.
Hey, Mom.
Hello, love. Just calling to say well done, as usual. You okay?
Thanks, Mom. Yeah, I'm good. Real good. I think I delivered today.
I thought so. And I think the neighbors probably did too. I couldn't stop shouting.
Oh, not again.
I'm so proud of you, Aiden.
Hey, it's Silverstone soon.
So does that mean you'll be home for a few days?
Probably. I'll try and get over for a day or two, either side of race weekend.
You know, Silverstone was always your dad's favorite track.
I know. You're still coming to the race, right?
Do you really think I'd miss out on the VIP treatment? Of course I'm coming. I just wish it wasn't on my own, you know?
Yeah, I know, but I'll be there. And I can't wait to see you.
Me too. Anyway, I won't keep you. I imagine you want to go and celebrate. Well done again. Love you.
Love you too, Mum. Speak soon.
Well, that was a nice call, like always, from mum there, but that was a bit dark, obviously, because hinting at Aiden's dad, of course. Not actually sure where he is in this whole thing. I assume he's dead. Jeff, our race engineer, give us an email saying well done for getting the points. Brian, give us an email, just cop on the interview with Claire. Want to say thanks for being so diplomatic when asked how things are with Casper, makes his job easier. And another one from Brian about an interview to Trackside, which we've been avoiding quite a while, but he gave the guy our email, so that's not the best of things. We'll deal with that when we come to it. So with that, guys, that is the end of the episode. I hope you have enjoyed this one. Make sure to like, share and subscribe in order to see more F1 content like this. But until then, I will see you in the next video. See you later, guys. Have a good day.